Welcome to the channel, the Popthusiast. I'm Paul, and I'm here with my nephew,
Caleb.
And we're here to talk about the top 10 pops of 2024 in our opinion. There was a ton of awesome pops that came out in 2024. Some we have, some we don't have. But we're going to look at some honorable mentions. We got some pops that we've been waiting for in certain lines that didn't have pops before. And then there's some just really amazing stuff that came out this year. So we're going to take a look at it.
Yeah.
All right, we're going to start off with some honorable mentions. And no, we don't have all of these pops. So you'll see a picture up front here in the video that will show and talk about each pop. The ones that I wanted to include for honorable mention, there's nothing particularly exciting about the pops or special about the pops. It's just that we've been waiting for some of these pops for a while, and then we finally got them. So first honorable mention is going to be Bart Simpson. The reason why I put it on the list is because it's an original Bart Simpson. He's got his skateboard, his original clothing. It's the first kind of regular Bart Simpson pop that we've got since the very first 4 that came out that are vaulted, super expensive. So if anyone wants to add Bart to their collection for their Simpsons, now you can. You want to do
Next up is Dogpool.
Dogpool. He was super popular. I think he's literally the value of him, even though he was a common pop, is like $25-$30 right now. The cute little dog from the Deadpool Wolverine movie. And again, nothing particularly special about the pop. It's a super small pop too, as you can see. And we don't have it yet, but really, really popular, so I wanted to include it on the honorable mention part of the list. So another honorable mention from Sesame Street. So we're finally getting finally got Abby Cadabby as a pop. So that was one that I know my daughters were looking forward to. We don't have it quite yet, but it was the one glaring missing popular character for Sesame Street that they didn't have yet. But now they do. So really, really cool pop. Along the same lines, 2 pops from Disney are honorable mentions because we haven't had a version of them in a long time that could be kind of fit that regular spot in your collection. The first is Jafar. So the original Jafar is a vaulted, more expensive pop. And then the other Jafar that they came out with was the Red Genie. So this is the first kind of normalish regular Jafar that people can add to their collection if they wanted to, instead of that really old vaulted expensive Jafar. And then also Rabbit. The rabbit from Winnie the Pooh now has a pop. He was again one of the glaring missing characters from Winnie the Pooh that we did. We had a couple waves of Winnie the Pooh pops. No Rabbit, but now we have Rabbit.
So I grew up on this movie. I watched it a couple of times. I really loved it. My niece did, my brothers, my parents, and his name is Frosty the Snowman. He was born in the snow.
Finally, an actual Frosty the Snowman. So they came out with a lot of holiday pops. Some more Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer pops. We got some more characters in that line. And now finally, Frosty the Snowman. So just a super cool pop. Didn't want to pass it up on this list. So another honorable mention outside the top 10. Now the next pop I want to mention on here is someone that you don't and shouldn't know about. This is a horror character. So this is Art the Clown. So this is the first version of him. Again, this is kind of a more expensive pop now because it was super popular. There's since been 3 or 4 different versions of Art the Clown that have come out. All of them sell out. So one of the most popular characters in pop form in 2024. So it had to be on the list somewhere. The pop itself, it doesn't really look special in any kind of way. So, but I wanted to put him on the list for honorable mention.
Yeah.
So just forget about Art the Clown.
Yeah.
You don't need to know about it.
We're editing that out.
So at number 10, so this is a personal, nostalgic favorite of mine that I just thought was super cool that they came out with a pop of this character. And that's from Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. The villain turtle, Slash. So here he is. So they came out with Slash. I remember having the original Slash action figure when I was a kid. And they also have the kind of
mini turtle,
pre-mutated turtle Slash. He's got little spikes you can see on his shell. So at number 9, I personally think it's so cool that this is a pop. And this is back to when I was in middle school and high school. You don't really know about this. Go ahead and plug your ears for a second. Cover your ears. Beavis and Butthead Cornhole. You don't know who that is. You didn't have your ears plugged.
Repeat that.
No, I'm not going to repeat that. But you heard it.
Yeah.
Number 9, That's number 9. At number 8, so this is another one that we don't have, unfortunately, but you can see the picture up here on the screen. This is a really cool concept that Funko came out with this year. There was 3 different pops like this. One of my favorite characters is Spider-Man, so I picked the Spider-Man pop. So this is a Peter Parker / Spider-Man half and half type pop. Just awesome. Really nice job. Cool idea. They did this with Logan and Wolverine, and Steve Rogers and Captain America as well. Okay, coming in at number 6, again, this is a kind of a personal nostalgic nod. There's nothing super special about it, but it's actually a comic cover. So this is Daredevil number 1, back at the Marvel Knights line, Daredevil number 1. And this specifically means something to me because this comic book in this series, written by Kevin Smith, drawn by Joe Quesada, really cool art, got me back into comic books back at that time. So I was out of comic books for a while, and then this series brought me back into comic books. Amazing series. It's 6 issues. Kevin Smith, Joe Quesada. The artwork, here's the actual comic book artwork. I have this run as well. Really, really amazing if you haven't read it or if you get the chance to read it. But I just thought it was awesome that this came out in pop form and got it on, I think, clearance on Amazon. So you can't beat that. Coming in at number 6, we do have these pops as well. So
one of my favorites. They just came out with the 3rd movie.
Yes.
And it's called Sonic 3.
Sonic 3. Yep. Sonic the Hedgehog. There's kind of a resurgence of Sonic in the pop culture in the last several years, and so the 3rd movie just came out. So they came out with these villain versions of Robot Sonic and Robot Knuckles. So the Robot Sonic is a common. Robot Knuckles was a Comic-Con exclusive. I just really like how these look.
Especially the details.
So the next one, Dungeons & Dragons just celebrated 50 years this year, 50th anniversary, and they came out with another line, I think, of 3 Dungeons & Dragons pops, and one of them makes the list at number 5. Now, the Gelatinous cubes, we have the first 2. Those were really cool, and I think made a top 10, one of my top 10 lists a year or so ago. But this one comes in at number 5. The Gelatinous cube. This is a 6-inch version with a Dracolith inside. So with this skeleton dragon inside the Gelatinous cube. Really amazing. It looks great. It is kind of outside the box, literally. There's a dragon outside the cube.
Well, just halfway, but yeah.
The fact that you can see the disintegration of the bones and the wings and everything inside the cube, just really, really well done. So that had to be on the list for me at number 5.
Coming at number 4, the Godzilla. So you know how at the end where the 3-headed Ghidorahs come, right? Well, they brought out a new cool, which you can see on the screen here, a new cool pop, which I personally love. The 3-headed Ghidorah is called
Mecha-King Ghidorah, which I think was a GameStop exclusive.
Yeah.
A 6-inch pop, available still, $30. It's a super-sized pop. Just really neat. I love all of the dragons, and many of the dragons have made my top 10 lists in the past.
Yeah.
Usually from either Dungeons & Dragons or Godzilla or something like that. But Super Mecha-King Ghidorah definitely had to make the list this year.
Definitely.
Number 4. I'm waiting to pick it up with a coupon, so we don't have it yet. Coming in at number 3 is another kind of unique design pop. It's a deluxe moment from Stranger Things.
Yeah.
This was actually a pop that the community actually made this pop. There was an artist that makes customs that really, it looks similar to this. It's the scene where you can see there that Max is kind of levitating under the spell of the villain of the show. So really cool. They got the backdrop. She's levitating. It looks really cool. It looks exactly like the scene in the TV series. So do you know who the mascot of Funko is?
Freddy
Funko. Right?
Yes.
So every year for Halloween, for New York Comic-Con, and they come out with all these different horror versions, and a lot of times there's a lot of Freddys that are different horror characters. This year, there was a pop that I was not able to get. However, maybe we'll pick it up in the future. But really, again, literally broke the mold in a way, and there's never really been a pop like this before. Headless Freddy.
Now, it's kind of like the Headless Horseman.
Yes.
Now,
when you look at the pop, the head is actually off and he's holding it, so it's not your typical pop mold. I love when they do that kind of stuff, and the detail of this really neat. Again, wish I was able to pick it up. I think it was a con only exclusive. Was not able to go to New York Comic Con this year. But Headless Freddy Funko at number 2. So my number 1 pop, and I know a lot of people, probably 95% of people, are going to disagree with me on this because I've seen other people's top 10 lists. But again, this is back to, for me, the coolness of it, the fact that it exists, and back to one of my nostalgic favorite series. Back to Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, and this is one that I hopefully will pick up soon. It was an NFT, so it was only redeemable for the royalty, so you had to have the complete set of NFT cards to get this one.
Yes.
But it is Freddy Funko as Krang. Now pull the picture up here, and you can see what this looks like. I have the regular Krang pop, which made my list a couple years ago. Now the Freddy Funko is Krang. I think this is so cool, and I just noticed this recently. Not only is the actual robot body Freddy Funko, but the little Krang that's in his belly also has the Freddy swirl, like it's a little mini Freddy, but as the brain Krang. Yeah. So they're both Freddy. So I thought that was Freddy. It's a Freddy. And so I thought that was just amazing. It's not a super expensive pop. It's one I definitely want to pick up for my Turtles collection. But Freddy Funko is Krang. This is why I collect. This is the cool stuff that kind of can happen.
Yeah.
With pop culture and collectibles, and that's just the top.
Just really amazing.
It's the top for me. And that's it. So there's our top 10 list with 10, I think, honorable mentions. So a really cool year. Funko continues to knock things out of the park.
Nice seeing y'all.
Thanks for watching and taking the time. If you haven't already, if you enjoy this video, please like and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Thank you for watching, and
leave a comment down below.
Yeah, leave a comment, and we'll see you next time.
Bye.